Welcome to Sunday. It is 9:20 p.m. in the evening, very late. It is September the 18th, at least here in Southern California. And today, I wanted to do a quick episode on the power of simplicity, and I wanted to get right into it. Now, many of my episodes on Sunday have to do with hopefully assisting those of you who are struggling with either shifting or astral projection. And one of the things that I've said consistently on this channel is that simplicity is truly the best thing. It's the best method of all of them, in my opinion, if you could even call it a method. Keeping things simple. It's interesting because people have asked me what it is that I've learned from astral projection and from beyond body / shifting. They'll often ask, can I, could you go out and learn an instrument on the astral plane? Could you go out and learn a language? These things are things that I have actually, when I was younger, I learned an instrument. I played drums for junior high and all the way through high school. And I taught myself to speak a language, Spanish. So I did that in the 3D world. But in regards to the astral plane and to shifting, I think the lessons that I learned there are things like, the fact that we are an infinite network of beings, that kind of stuff. Stuff that is more about us and about our true nature. And one of the things that I've learned is the power of simplicity. Simplicity is this thing. One of the things that I think we do in this society is we have a tendency to really make things more complex than they need to be. Now, keeping things simple, by the way, doesn't necessarily mean that it would make the process of either shifting or leaving your body easier. This isn't about making things easy. I have said before in the past that this is a challenging thing. And when you think about what it is that you are attempting to do, you can understand that it isn't necessarily easy. That doesn't make it impossible, but not necessarily an easy thing. When I talk about simplicity, this is what I mean. I will give you an example of simplicity, something that I do and that I've been doing with my shifting. Now, the first time I ever had a shifting experience, I had pushed my way through to this place that was like a rec room. It had pool tables and there was a white wall. There was a white floor and there were white walls as well. And I think the ceiling was white. And there were these kids and they were playing pool and they were just kind of looking at me because I was like, well, what is this place? What am I doing here? I was freaking out because I didn't really understand what was happening necessarily. And then this young boy kind of, motioned me to come over to him and I spoke to him. But the thing about that was I remember the feeling of pushing through to this place. And for me, it kind of stuck with me in a sense. This is why I do that whole thing of imagining that I'm pushing through space. My hands are pushing through space. It's one of the things I've talked about in one of my techniques. In some sense, I'm pushing through space to push into another reality. At least that's what I'm imagining. And it works for me. But what I want you to think about And I really want you to give this some thought. I really want you to become creative and to take sort of power in your own experience with your own experience. And I've seen this too much. People are willing to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to people who will tell them that they can show them how to astral project, or they can give these classes and all these other things. And I'm not going to comment on specific folks or anything like that. I mean, it is what it is. But what I can tell you is that, at least in my opinion, you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars to be able to astral project or to shift. You don't need to pay anybody anything. What I think you do probably need to do is to really take a look inside and to really think about things. Think about creating your own techniques and keeping them as simple as possible. That, I think, here is the goal, because I think people are always wanting other people to, give them some answer that is going to be that key that gets them out there. This one thing that they say, this one technique that they talk about is going to be the thing that's going to finally get them past the point of being able to do this. Instead of really considering the fact that, when you really think about it, and really, I really want you to really seriously think about this. It's happening inside you, okay? It's not, this is not something where someone can come to you and reach inside you and pull you out. This is happening from within. And I believe we underestimate ourselves so much. We really do. Each being that's listening to the sound of my voice is so powerful. You have all that you need to be able to do what you want to do. It's there. You just have to really sit down and start to believe that it's possible. There's a scene in The Matrix just came into my mind, popped into my head, where Neo, it's the last. I'm sure many people have seen this film. I'm hoping. Should I say spoiler alert? I'm thinking most people have seen the original Matrix movies, and especially the first Matrix. In the last part of the film, Neo is killed, but then he comes back to life, and then at that point, he starts to believe. He finally begins to believe that he's the one, and then he sees everything in code, and he's able to defeat the agents. And what I'm asking you to do is to begin to believe. That really is what it takes. And I suppose there are people that need to spend hundreds of dollars to have someone tell them that they should believe in themselves and that they can do this. But I don't think you need to do that. It's not easy. It's not easy to go inside and to really deal with these things, because there are a lot of different things that I think are blocking people from doing this. And a lot of it has to do with their own confidence in themselves. This is why so many people think that they need to go to someone else to be able to help them when the answers are inside of them. that's really, to me, one of the main points in this channel, is trying to help you to see that you are the one that has the power. Not me, not any guru out there, but it's inside of you. So what do I mean by maybe creating your own techniques and keeping them very simple? I'll give you an example. Let's say you're an artist and you like to draw pictures or things like that. So why don't you imagine that you draw a picture of a portal, you put it up on a wall, and then at some point you look at it and then you are able to step through that portal. See, that is something that is specific to you as an artist. You understand it, you understand drawing, you understand the art of creation, and you're able to literally create that portal through drawing it. Or if you're a runner, let's say, and you love to run and you're athletic in that way, so you imagine yourself running through a tunnel, and on the other side of that tunnel is another reality. These are just a few examples. I want you to sit down and think of some things that you might be able to do to help yourself to get out of your body and to keep it simple. No reason to complicate things. Just keep things as simple as you possibly can. Guys, there's power in simplicity. Just trust me. It's something that I've learned, and it's one of the most significant lessons that I've learned out there. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. And until next time, take care.